Good afternoon, and hello, hockey fans. Named David. I thought I would start this video at 3:58 on the afternoon of Thursday, 27th of July, 2023, Eastern Time. What I will do on this Thursday afternoon, discuss the Leafs cap situation after Matt Murray, a goalie acquired by then Leaf GM Dubas during the 2022 offseason, and how the Canucks can prove to Alex Persson, the forward, that he deserves, that there's a team that will end up seeing playoff action. Well, first, the Matt Murray situation. No surprise, Leafs put him on long-term injured reserve. Could he been traded? Quite possibly. We know what the Arizona Coyotes have done in the past. More info. Very interesting video put up by the England-based On Man Rush YouTube man, titled, quote, "The Coyotes Cap Dump Club," unquote. But how the Coyotes had acquired in the past contracts of players on long-term injured reserve, just so that those Coyotes could get up to somewhere above the salary floor. So what I'm going to do now, though, is go to Cap Friendly and see where various NHL teams are. All right, so I'm just going to go capfriendly.com. Cat, as in the animal. I just hate the ear. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Yet, unlike in some past seasons, the Coyotes are not at the salary floor. They're quite a bit above it, and have, you can see here, where the Coyotes, they have still over $8 million of cap space. The Ducks have over $20 million and are at they are below the salary floor. Okay, so maybe the Ducks will take Murray's and Muzzin's contracts and get them above the salary floor. Well, we'll see. LTIR is long-term injured reserve, or LTIR is LTIR. The Leafs will get some salary cap relief via that. But again, still got a lot of work to do, because according to Cap Friendly, they are pretty high up. We look at the Leafs, and they are. And again, so I'm just going to recap. Certainly, when we look at the teams that are above the cap ceiling: Flames, Stars, Isles, Caps, Panthers, Pens, Habs, Golden Knights, Canucks, Avs, Bolts, and Leafs. Well, the problem with the Leafs is, we're going to see what will happen with the Leafs. And in terms of over the cap, after taking into account cap hits of LTIR candidates, Leafs, Bolts, Pens, Caps, Isles, Stars, and Flames. So there are 12 teams that are not cap compliant. However, of those teams that aren't cap compliant, the Leafs are only the Penguins are further away from being cap compliant. The Leafs are. Leafs slightly under $2.07 million. Pens with slightly over $2.29 million. All the others are under $2 million. And the Panthers is over $1 million otherwise. So yeah, Leafs have work to do. It's a question of what they're going to do. And it's a real, again, it's, I'm not sure what draft they're going to do, but it may be that trading a piece of the, trading out at least one of uh, Matthews, Tavares, Marner, and Nylander is what these have to do. Problem is, the first three forwards have no move clause, full blown no move clause. Nylander has a modified no trade clause. So now I'm going to get into this. What the Canucks will need to do to try to convince Elias Pettersson, the forward, to stay. Well, you have Jamie Dodd on my right side. Israel Fair on my left. So it's going to be interesting to say the least. Very interesting segment. Not sure how long it's, like somewhere like 4 minutes or so. But the main thing is the Canucks. I mean, when it comes to the Canucks trying to go for a playoff spot, this is it. If this season means the Canucks get in, then I'd say that, I think that the case for Pettersson for wanting to stay at least a couple more seasons will be in. But should the Canucks fail to qualify for a playoff spot, it may be that Pettersson is going to walk. And that in order to not see another player walk away for nothing, or see Pettersson price himself off the roster, it'll be necessary, in my view, for the Canucks to at least see playoff action. I mean, even that will be an accomplishment over what the Canucks have been able to accomplish, in recent seasons. So that would you. It's going to go to Vancouver Canucks seasons. Because when it comes to the 29-10 season onward, it's been a rather mixed bag. I mean, they look at the Canucks, and during the cap era, we had some playoff success, and then you see their kind of like no playoff series win until now 4 seasons ago, and yeah. This may very well be it for the jobs of Jim Rutherford and Patrick Allvin. Rutherford's, both of those execs having been in their jobs from partway through the 2021-22 season onward. Stan Smeel was interim GM after Jim Benning was let go. But again, it's, we've already had one full season. Canucks having taken a huge step back. So we'll have to see what happens with the Canucks, but honestly, it's hard to be optimistic. These Canucks, it's understandably not easy to think about the Canucks being a playoff team because, well, last season the blue line was a mess, was crap. Yes, after the buyout of Oliver Ekman-Larsson, these Canucks have a little bit of a beefier blue line with Carson Soucy, pick up off free agency from the Kraken, and then Ian Cole from the Bolts. Well, I have to see what happens, but these Canucks, maybe they will end up being close to a playoff spot. And, well, if they don't, Elias Pettersson may be gone, and it may be that the Canucks will have to rebuild because they don't have enough prospects in the pipeline. I mean, that's been the thing. And, Thatcher Demko may want to leave. It's going to be interesting to say at least, the Canucks are going to do well. And also backup, goaltending. I mean, it can't just be Demko. Last season, even Demko was prone to injury. Let's see what happens, but being over-reliant on Demko hasn't worked very well. Demko did get to see playoff action in the 2020 bubble at Rogers Place, home the Edmonton Oilers, and WHL's Edmonton Oil Kings. But again, it's going to be interesting to say the least. I do follow the Canucks quite a bit. I like the Canucks After Dark streams, co-hosted by Canuck Clay, also known as Clay Imu, and Parker's Pucks. Also, Canuck Clay's own streams. I tried to get some of them, but it's the off season, so there's not a lot to talk about. Then there's the Game Over Vancouver streams, but those games can be late, and Canucks have 41 games they play at home, and quite a number of them are, have start times anywhere between 10:20 and 10:50 Eastern time during the relevant nightcap. That's late, and those games may not be over until, I don't know, sometime between 12:30 and 1 on the following morning Eastern time. Those are late games. But I will try to stay up for as many of them as I can, depending on what happens with my job search. I'm not sure how it's going to go, but there's no doubt about this. Anyway, I'm going to get on with the day. If you like the video, you can click like in the bottom of the video. If you want to subscribe to my channel, please feel free to do so. If you do subscribe to my channel, you'll get more timely notifications of videos that I post. I do try to post videos at least every other week, even during the NHL offseason. Anyway, go Leafs, go. Go. Just before I end this stream, I'm also following the Canadian adult women's team during the relevant FIFA World Cup. Despite the games taking place down under in Group B, I was able to watch each of the first two, parts of each of the first two. It's not easy to do. The last game is going to be next week in Melbourne, in the southeast of the Australian mainland. It's going to be an early one, Eastern time. I'm really hoping for this team to do well, or at least get to the knockout stage, because in the knockout stage, anything can happen. I'm really hoping, because they've played a lot like the Leafs at times, and begging the question, who's going to score? Remember that from the Real Kipper Bourne show from Justin Bourne, early in February, just hours after the Leafs had lost a 5-2 home game to the Boston Bruins. It was legit because at that time, Matthews had been out with an injury, short-term injury, and that leaving it rather important for enough players not named Marner, Tavares, and Nylander to pick up the slack. Against the Bruins, not enough of them did, and, well, it was 5-2. What a way to end the pre-All-Star break portion of the NHL season for the Leafs. But, the Leafs didn't quit. It was a letdown. So hopefully Canada's adult, men's, hopefully the women's team will make Canada proud. After a scoreless draw against the Nigerian counterpart and a 2-1 win over its Irish counterpart with two goals to come back from a 1-0 deficit. It's going to be interesting to say the least if this Canadian team can earn that crucial point against its Australian counterpart to be able to move on in the FIFA Women's World Cup. It's going to be interesting to say these. All the Canadians have to do, earn 1 point, and they're through. They lose against the Matildas, and they're done. Canadian will be done if they lose. Australia week for all of them. It'll depend on what happens with the Nigeria game, and well, yeah. It's not going to be pretty, to say the least. Anyway, so I think, if you do like the video, please make sure to click like at the bottom of the video. If you want to subscribe to my channel, please feel free to do so. I do try to put out these videos at least every other week. And now I'm going to conclude with go Leafs go Raptors go, and go Canada go. Here's hoping that the Canadian adult women's team will win a World Cup, unlike the Leafs with respect to a Stanley Cup. Goodbye for now.